Let's try the Reti. Frenchy. Can play the Reti gambit if they play d5, play c4. They can push or take. Pushing is probably the best move. But it does open up this diagonal for the bishop. So he's got a advanced position here. Let's see. I think I want to open this up for my light squared bishop. Dark squared bishop, I mean. Open up this diagonal here so it can potentially come out here if he ever develops the knight. My knight might go here. So it's like a Benoni with colors reversed. So yeah, he stops me from doing that. Probably good play. Let's see, can I... yeah, if I put the knight here and he takes it, then I can take here. But he can take with the bishop. Forgot about the bishop. Okay, let's castle first. See how careful he wants to be. Okay, let's put the bishop here. Now I can actually put the pawn there, bishop takes, knight takes, and then grab here. So he goes there. I can still do this. Because if he takes twice, then this hangs. And this spot did open up for my bishop. So later, after this situation is resolved, if I still have a bishop, I can maybe put it there. Trade it off for the knight if he kicks it. Yeah, he's thinking. I mean, I have the idea. He decided to just go for it. Okay. Maybe he's got something here. We'll see. But it really weakens his center. Yeah, that f5 push, it's a double-sided move. It takes away the square from the other knight, but it also weakens the e-pawn. Leaves the e-pawn permanently weak, I guess I should say. Now, I wonder, is there something clever I can do here? Probably not. I could defend the knight. That would weaken this square. I think I'll just retreat for now. Yeah, maybe I should have done check and take. Oh, I can't take the knight. Let's kick that knight back. Develop my knight. So the knight can go here, and I'll be ganging up on this pawn. Yes, he can take my g-pawn. I'll take back with the f-pawn. Not a problem. The rook defends the knight. I guess it's a problem. It created this weakness here I was worried about earlier. But if this knight moves, it does move. does move right away. Okay, and that's going to be a fork there, so let's go somewhere not a fork. Yeah, looks like he'll be able to take my bishop. Sad. Let's keep the rook on this side of the board, defending things. So we can grab the bishop if he wants. Or he can just keep the knight there to be annoying. Queen here would threaten to take. Yeah, all those squares the knight might hop to are not a danger. Oh, there is a danger. Sorry, I take that back. This square is a danger with the fork. But on the other hand, my rook covers that square, so I guess it's all right. So I'm threatening to take this pawn now. And so he does that. Take with the bishop. Yes. Take here, then take the pawn. So he defends. Now if I kick the queen, what does that do? Queen will go here, maybe, or here. Here there's a check. So I guess it will go here. Didn't go there. So what about the check? It's a rook and bishop for the queen. Not the end of the world. Let's see, I can go back here. I can take this pawn and then take the knight. Get rid of this annoying piece. Now he wants to mate me. I should pay attention. So yeah, rook here, I take it. Rook comes down and it's mate. Unless I have somewhere to run to. Let's see if he wants to do that. It is just a trade, and then my king is chased around. Oh, he goes there. So yeah, I was just gonna take here. And take the knight next. There's a mate on his back rank too he has to worry about. The knight could come back here if he doesn't take it. This will be hanging. Maybe not, though. Because he could take with this rook. He could take with this rook, and if I take back, it's clean. So I guess I can't play that. Knight. Knight f3 is not a move. Knight here. Okay, that's check. I only have one move. Yeah, now this rook is hanging. He can take here, but I can take the knight. So I think Frenchie has gotten into trouble here. Well, he was probably in trouble ever since the winning the queen. Okay, this is the dangerous part, huh? So, but I can go here. And he has to return a rook. Then I can take it. And he has to take back. And then I can take this rook. So it's a rook for a knight. Parlayed my advantage to another one. From one advantage to another. See, I could go check here. If he steps the wrong way, I could pin the knight. So he has to step back. Okay, yeah. Made that mistake too. Well, it's natural to want your king to run out, but in fact he had to go back if he wanted to save his knight, because this pin just picks up the knight. Okay, that was cool. I thought that was a good game. Let's see if we can get a rapid game here. Okay, I've got black against Mechanikar. Haven't played a Scandinavian in a while. I play the knight f6 line instead of taking immediately with the queen, because this is a decent gambit for black. It's an interesting gambit for black. It ends up with this hole in his pawn structure here. He can't push that pawn. So he's going to fianchetto his bishop, huh? Looks like he's seen this one before. I think I still want to put the pawn there. And I can defend it. It is defended already, actually. Let's put the bishop on a active square and prepare to castle. If he brings his knight out, I can even push this pawn forward. So he's not going to bring it out. He might bring it here and blockade, or here. Interesting. Let's go ahead and castle. Let's see, I could put my bishop here and pin this pawn, since he never moved it, but I can't, I can pin the pawn, but I can't win it. So I put my knight here. Knight takes, bishop takes, queen takes, hitting this pawn. I can actually bring the knight out and defend it that way. The light squared bishop. So I could bring the light squared bishop here, pinning that knight. And maybe even move it to this square. So he goes there, yeah, to protect that square and prepare to castle. Can I put more pressure on his knight? Could go here. This would stop him from castling. Yeah, he very quickly got tied up into pieces here. Ah, so that defends the knight so he can castle again. Well, I can put my bishop here. Yeah, I'll have some momentary pressure on the f-pawn, but after he castles, it defends it. Is there anything else here? I could do this. Threatens a fork, but he can just castle. But then I could threaten his knight, maybe. This knight could also go here. Yeah, maybe that's better. I was just thinking, knight here, maybe the bishop could go here and I could trade this knight off, but I kind of like this. So, if I take the knight first, and he takes the bishop, and I could take here. Or I could take the knight now, and knight takes, and I take the knight, queen takes, I take. Doesn't really add up to much. So knight takes, and then there's still a pin. If I went here with the queen, I mean the bishop, I know what I do. First I'll throw in this check. Or do I'll just take the knight first. Take the knight while he has to take back with the knight. And bishop can go here. And then I'll go here with check. That seems the cleanest way to win the exchange. And he will have trouble castling now. Just grab that. Okay, and move my rook. I guess I shouldn't give up this pawn if I don't have to. Oh, this pawn is hanging too, huh? Move my rook to defend this pawn. Yep, and now the knight. Bring the knight in. This is a double attack, right, on those two pawns. This one the queen could take, or the knight, and this one the bishop or the knight could take. Yeah, this is better. Take with the knight, excuse me. Take with the knight and fork the queen and the rook. Oh, he takes it. Okay, he takes it. I don't know why I didn't see that. But yeah, he had to take it. Well, now I do this with tempo. And he goes there defending this. Okay, let's solidify my support of that pawn. So I don't have to, my rook's tied up here, defending it, and then I'll be able to bring them into the battle. So now it's all about activating the rooks. It's interesting that he'd never pushed this pawn. D3 is a key move in the defense here. And now, after he could have played it even the move before when he moved the bishop, but now that I've got my rook here, he can't even play that anymore. Should I say he can't play that? He could manage to get it in by by moving his rook, by his knight here. My plan is to move my rook there. Aha, he doesn't like that. Doesn't like that. Okay, so need to keep this defended, and if he drops his knight back here, I'll move my rook here, defending my queen. Yeah, I thought he was angling for that. So I think now he has to take the queen, because otherwise I can crash through here. Oh, he could push this pawn forward. He could do that. And then the queen would help defend there. Or he could bring the knight here. No, it brings a knight there, I'll take it, yeah. So, trades. And so now there's no longer a pin there. Let's see. So how do we convert this? Putting a rook here. Keep his knight tied down, prevent him from pushing it forward. Interesting. Yeah, this rook is short of squares. It's a funny thing. Okay. Okay, if the pawn comes forward to attack my rook, I can put my rook here. And this bishop can't attack it just yet. The knight can attack it. Then I can take the pawn. So I think I am okay. Let's try and liberate my rook slowly. If I get the bishop out of the way and then I push this pawn forward, the rook will have scope here. Yeah, so let's take. And let's, well, this is keeping the rook tied down. But let's put the rook here. Now I can move the knight there. Now I can move the knight there. Okay, what can I do? Yeah, I can attack this pawn. This isn't so great. The fact that he has all these pawns here makes it hard for me to break through with my other rook. Should I just bring my king in? So I could attack this loose pawn, but he just pushes it. Oh, if he pushes this, I can take here. So he will take my knight first, and then I'll take back with check. And then I'll take here. So I managed to break in after all that. So let's bring my king over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's a pawn up. But his pawns are kind of messed up. Anyway, I could have handled the second half of this game better, but the first half was, I think, a pretty good illustration of how to play this gambit. I'll go ahead and grab the pawn. And so let's defend this one for now. And let's see what I can do. I push here with check. I have to do something about this pawn. This is a passed pawn. That's a problem. Okay, let's go back here, check, and then come in front of the pawn as possible. I think he's winning. Yeah. I can bring my rook in. Maybe I can do it from behind like this. No, he's still winning because he can play there with check. If I had put my rook here, it is a similar kind of trick where he can do that. Yeah. I'll just take and then resign here. It was a good game. If we go to the analysis board, the other thing I could have tried was rook here, but he can still push this pawn. And if I put my rook in front of the pawn, he can go here. So it's all not working for me. Let's see if we back up a little bit, maybe around here. It's +3. Yeah, he's just winning here. So where did I go wrong here? It's a very promising game. Here, let's go back to the point where I was doing well. So I'm up the exchange. Oh, but it's dead even. So I guess the awkwardness of this rook here is enough to make up for that. So my mistake then was trading. If we back up. And the trade was kind of forced after I put my queen there. So the other, stop that. The other option I had, back, 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 back. When I moved my queen, I could have gone here, where the queen is defended. And now the rook can be unpinned at my my leisure. Let's see what it thinks of this. Yeah, 0.9, so about a pawn advantage. So he has a pawn or two for the exchange. 2, 3. Oops. Let's go back. Sorry about that. Okay, it was forward, forward. So if I went here, as I say, it was jumping around. It was up to minus 0.9, minus 0.4. The thing is, I was trying to count my pawns. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So he has 2 pawns for the exchange. So he had a better position then. I realized I shouldn't lose this, but maybe the best I can hope for is a draw here. Of course, that's a successful defense. Let's see. Let's go somewhere around here. After I grab the rook. Yeah, okay, so right here I have a big advantage. And I just need to parlay it. So when did I lose that advantage? This is okay. Oh, that knight move. Yeah, I was so proud of that knight move. But I didn't notice that, because it's a good fork, I didn't notice that that his bishop would just take my knight, which that takes away half of my advantage. So if we play another move here, just rook e7 to chase his bishop was actually a move I was thinking of. Didn't like this lineup of my rooks, but it's safe enough as long as my bishop is here and his is here. Anyway, so that would have been good, but I didn't do that. I saw this knight move and I played it, and then he just took. And then that pawn move to chart my pawn structure was bad. I should get my queen. Yeah, put my queen back in an active role here. This is defended. And maybe I can play f5 instead of f6. Okay, so I gave my advantage, another piece of my advantage I gave away with that pawn push. And now we are approaching... oh, I still had a tactic here. This is interesting. I can go ahead and take here. And if he takes... oh, there's this check. And then here, and he's just fallen apart. He loses a piece. That's interesting. That is interesting. And of course, if he takes with the king, I can take here and then take his queen. So that's a clever tactic that I missed. Anyway, I backed off with my queen to there, and now he's actually better in this position if he finds the right move. So just a couple of bad moves there, and I got into real trouble, but I came out of that opening pretty good. So it was a decent example of how to play the Scandinavian gambit, at least up until the point where I started going wrong. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Bye.